Hello, everyone, and welcome back for another episode of the 9521 Atlanta Baseball Podcast. I am joined, as always, by my buddy Mike, as we are ready to talk some more Braves baseball live here on X. And as the Braves are playing right now, unfortunately trailing the Mets 5-3 in the seventh inning. Mike, how you doing, man? How's your week been?
Pretty good. Can't complain too much.
Good, good. It wouldn't do any good if you did complain, right? Nobody would listen.
It's true.
So that's right. All right, so here we are. We're back, and we got a lot to talk about, Mike. We've got the weekend series with the Orioles, which was interesting. 3 1-run games. The Braves end up coming out on top, thankfully, in 2 out of the 3. And then the return tonight of Ronald Acuna Jr. Unfortunately, hasn't gone as well as we had hoped so far, as the Braves, as I mentioned, trail 5-3. Martin Perez not at his best tonight, giving up the long ball. So we'll get into all of that. But first, let's talk about this giveaway we're going to do, Mike. And, we've got a really cool baseball card to give away, but we need people to participate. So we're looking for people to comment, and that's how you enter the giveaway. Mike, you got the slide ready, handy?
I do not, but give me a couple
Okay.
of minutes and I can
Go
get
ahead.
that. I can get that going.
Go ahead. I'll explain exactly what we're
Okay.
doing. So we have an autographed Chipper Jones card that's been graded. I've got it right here beside me, actually, but it's not going to be able to see it if I hold it up properly. Yeah, maybe. There it is. He's going to put up a slide with a much better picture. This is an autographed sweet patch. So it's actually got a game-used piece of jersey on it as well, plus the autograph. And it's been graded by Beckett to a 10. So pretty cool. This is not just a cheapo card. This is a really good card in a slab, graded to 10, autographed by Chipper on the card, and a patch as well, part of his uniform. So Mike will get a good picture of it up there in just a second. So to enter, look at there, Mike. We have comments. That's all it took was giving away an expensive card. Well, it's the same person. It's Nick. He says he doesn't need the card. Okay. Well, thanks, Nick. We appreciate it we appreciate you for participating. There's the card. That's a great picture there, Mike. Great picture, great slide. So jump in, comment, and you're in. We're going to give it away on our August 24th show. So we're going to do 4 shows to get entries. And you guys can we'll do the drawing on the 24th. We'll do a drawing. We'll do it live, so there's no funny business. We'll show you who wins, but you got to comment. And Nick, if you want, you were the first. I'm giving away a Didier Fuentes rookie card tonight for the first commenter. Let me know if you want that. If you don't, I'll pass it to the next commenter. But actually, I have more than one of those, so I could do both. Just let me know, Nick. But yeah, appreciate the participation. So we just need people to jump in, comment. And I'll tell you what, whether Nick wants that one or not, if somebody else wants to jump in, I got another Didier Fuentes rookie card. First person to comment from here forward gets the Didier Fuentes rookie card sent to them, and then you are in the drawing. Also, anyone that comments is in the drawing for that Chipper Jones autographed card. So, not a bad deal, Mike, right? Pretty good card there. I won't tell people what I paid for it because you think I was crazy. It keeps getting worse for us. Yeah, so jump in, guys. We just need some participation. All you got to do is comment if you're watching live on X, on one of our pages, or on YouTube. You can just comment, and we'll see it, and you're in the draw. So that was a great slide, Mike. Good job. Appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, so let's talk about the weekend that was. The Braves come out against the Orioles at Camden Yards, which is a beautiful ballpark, by the way. Wonderful ballpark. And they get the first game on Friday night. And, Mike, this was a series coming out of the break. I felt like these were series the Braves could win to get their mojo back against teams that, the Orioles aren't terrible, but they're not great. The Rangers aren't terrible, but they're not great. The Padres, obviously not great, maybe not terrible. They win all those series. Now they're playing the Mets, and it's not going our way tonight, but it's a 3-game series. Hopefully we can still win the series if we don't come back tonight. Just your thoughts in general, Mike, the start coming out of the break before we get into the specifics of the weekend. How important was it to come out strong? And then on top of that, the Phillies have not come out strong coming out of the break.
As I just see who was it? I forget who it was, but someone just hit a homer, unfortunately.
Yeah, so that'll pretty
Uh,
much do it for tonight. That's a 3-run shot, and that's 8-3. So probably not going to win this game tonight. So we'll go ahead and we'll just let that one go, Mike. We'll just let
yeah,
tonight go. Talk about the
just gonna
weekend and then the rest of the week. Trade
try not to
deadline
keep.
is here. So this time next week, we should be talking. I think the trade deadline is actually that Monday, isn't it? Am I wrong?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so
Yep, it's Monday.
we have some very interesting things to talk about next Monday night. Hopefully some interesting things coming up anytime now. I'm so ready to see something about pitching. I mean, I don't even know who these guys are that we're putting out there at this point. Yeah, so good start though. Let's go positive. Good start after the break. We're I think 7-3 since the break coming into this game. So still 7-4 even if we lose this one. And again, the Phillies have gotten off to a rough start. They are beating the Marlins, who have to win another game at some point, I think. The Marlins actually had the lead in this game and have coughed it up, I think. So, yeah, Mike, just your general thoughts, how they've come out of the break. Even though there have been a lot of close games, they found a way to win.
Yeah, being able to beat San Diego was perfect for me because we had gotten swept there earlier in the season. So coming back and at least taking 3 of the 4, I was psyched about that because I feel like every year somehow the Phillies the Padres have our numbers. I don't know why, but they always seem to do. So taking 3 out of 4 was great. And like I said in a text to you with the Orioles games, at least during one of them, it was a good thing I took my blood pressure medicine before the 9th inning because every single one of them nail biters coming down to the end.
Yeah, it feels like we haven't won a game comfortably. I'd have to look at all the scores. I know we've had a lot of one-run games. We've won most of them, which is good because last year that was a real negative for this team. We could not win a one-run game last year to save our lives. The 15-1 win coming out of the break was great. Since then, it feels like every game has just been down to the wire, grind, walk off, whatever. So, but Friday night, Grant Holmes did himself okay. He got 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned, 2 walks, 5 Ks. I tweeted this just a little while ago or X'd it, whatever we're calling it now. If you get that out of Martin Perez like we did tonight, 5 innings, 3 runs, you'll take that. I mean, he barely got through that 5th inning, but he did survive it. 5 innings, 3 runs. Same thing with Grant Holmes at this point. The sad thing is, even just getting the 5 innings is still taxing that bullpen, and we've seen the negative effects of that. We're seeing it tonight with guys that I'm not even sure where they came from pitching at this point. By the way, Acuna looks awful in the field tonight, just awful. I don't know if his timing's off out there or what, but he just made another terrible play. But, Grant did his job, and then the bullpen until Dylan Lee came in and kind of made it way too interesting in the 9th. But the Braves find a way to win, in the 10th. Braves find a way to win, 7-6. One thing that stood out in this game was kind of a heroic performance from Alicier Hernandez, who came in and pitched 3 innings and only gave up 1 hit and was just huge in saving our bullpen arms. And then the next day he was DFA'd. And I understand the business of baseball and needing to create a spot on the roster. And here's the thing, too, about people that want to, throw their arms up in the air. Oh, my gosh, we DFA'd Hernandez after he did so good. The thing is, Mike, the odds of Hernandez repeating that performance on a consistent basis are not great. It was a heroic performance by him Friday night. Thank you, Hernandez. If we win a World Series, you'll get a ring. But, again, just like with Maderos, up or down, right? He had the great outing the first time, then he kind of had a bad outing, and then another good outing recently. You just don't know. But you're not going to get that kind of performance out of Alicier Hernandez every time, or he would not have been DFA'd.
Exactly. And that's like I heard so many people saying, why did we DFA him? He's got options. And
Yes.
I mean, why? He's probably going to end up in AAA most of the time. Yeah. Sure. One great outing. You're never going to get that out of him consistently.
That's right.
Otherwise, he'd be up here constantly. So,
yeah, for sure. And then, Saturday night, again, we got the kind of performance out of the starting pitcher that we can live with. It wasn't, again, it feels like this battle with Elder. He went 5. He gave up 1 earned. He walked 4, but he did strike out 8. The thing is with Elder, it just and I put this on X too. Like it always feels like he's on the verge of giving up 10 runs, even when he pitches well. Not outside of the start he got off to this year. When he's pitching like he has the last few outings, you're just like, okay, is this the inning where he gives up 5, 6, 7 runs? He didn't. He got out of some jams. The walks are what's killing him a little bit right now. But again, he did his job. Maderos came in, had 3 Ks, so he did better. Fuentes, gave up the go-ahead run in this one, I believe. But, he still looked really good. His velocity was up. I'm not worried about giving up 1 run. A 3-2 loss, it was tough. But nothing stood out as being super negative about this game. The Orioles starting pitcher did pretty well, 6 1/3, 1 run. So, you're going to have games like that. We're going to lose some of those 1-run games, and that's kind of what happened Saturday.
Yeah, I had a feeling as soon as they came up and then it was going to be over. I'm like, Fuentes was doing well, but he wasn't really missing bats that much, and I'm like, someone's going to make contact and end this. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and then they finish off the weekend. Needed a big performance out of Lopez, and we got a performance out of Lopez that was good. If you just look at the stats, 5 2/3, no earned, which is huge, 5 hits, 1 walk, which is also huge, and 6 Ks. So if you just look at that, Mike, as an old school baseball fan, that's a good performance. He did exactly what we needed him to do. He got at least into the 6th inning, almost through the 6th inning. No runs, gave the offense a chance, and they found a way in the 11th after just a miracle survival in the 10th, where it looked for all the world like the Orioles were fixing to walk it off. Bases loaded, nobody out. Credit to who finished the 9th. I'm going blank all of a sudden.
I don't remember either, honestly.
Kenley came in. So Young tried to get through it. He got 2 outs, got himself in a bunch of trouble. Kenley comes in and gets the 3rd out, which was huge, and I think everybody on X was like, oh, boy, here we go. And then Kenley comes back out and gets the 3 outs in the bottom of the 11th to clinch the thing. So, and credit to Riley. Austin Riley got the big double to start that top of the 11th and get that run home. I would have bet any amount of money that 1 run wasn't going to be enough. I believe we left the bases loaded in that inning. Could have got more. I think Olsen hit one deep that just missed. So,
yeah.
But Kenley, redemption time for Kenley and Austin in that game, and it was huge. The Braves get the 3-2 win and get the series win, despite just kind of struggling a little bit through that series. But they get it done. They are struggling, obviously, mightily tonight. It's still 8-3. The Mets are still batting. Just want this game to kind of be over with at this point. But, series win, and you can't argue with that. Like I said, combined with the Phillies' struggles the last couple of weeks, the Braves have rebuilt that lead to 5.5, 6-ish games there. Phillies are only 4-6 in their last 10. I was checking their score real quick. They're now up 7-5 after 8. So the Marlins are going to have to make a miracle. Bottom of the 9th, come back to avoid their 13th consecutive loss. Remember the Marlins were the talk of baseball. They were hot. Not anymore.
And they won like 10 in a row or something like that, and then all of a sudden now it's 13 losses in a row.
13 losses in a row. They were like basically, I think they actually tied the Phillies at one point for second place, and now they have fallen back behind the Nationals as well. So, the Braves win the series. They beat the O's 2-1, and then we move on to the Mets tonight. Again, Martin Perez started tonight. He did get through 5, 3 earned. And then we had to turn to some guys in the bullpen that I don't even know who they are. And now it's 8-3. The offense outside of Ozzie Albies 2-run homer hasn't been there. So tough night for the Braves against the Mets. I was looking at some stats, Mike. I want to run these by you. And I'm not really making a lot of commentary on these. I'm just throwing these out there. The Braves are 17th right now in the major leagues in quality starts. So that's a little less than middle of the pack. So not the worst, but clearly not the best. So that a quality starter, for those who don't know or remember, 6 innings pitched at least from your starter with 3 earned runs or less. I was a little surprised we have that many, to be honest with you, because it feels like we just haven't had many go 6 innings since April, really. So 17th, the Dodgers with 57. No one's surprised that they're the best. So that's not great, but then you look at some other stats. 6th overall team ERA. So that's starters and bullpen. So 6th is good. 9th in WHIP, that's not bad. Top 10. 18th in home runs allowed, and that right there, 3 more tonight. Almost a 4th tonight. Lindor just missed one on the first one he got. So now 21 homers allowed. That's pretty bad. And it's been a bugaboo for the starters and for the bullpen. I think Tyler Kinley's given up about 17 of those 18, if I'm not mistaken.
Feels like
but
it.
but then you go back and they're fourth best in batting average against. So outside of the long ball, Mike, you would take every one of those numbers.
Exactly. And like you were saying with quality starts, how many of those are Chris Sale? Like, I
Yeah,
feel like
most of
most of them.
yeah,
Exactly.
and
Like,
Elder early in the year. I think Elder was
yeah.
getting into the sixth, pretty often.
But you'd be
Yeah,
shocked by like the fact that we have that many. Not just the fact that we have that many. Like, outside of Sale, who's getting them? Because I mean, yes, Elder for a few of them, but like our pitching staff is put together with duct tape and bubble gum. Like we
yeah,
have, we're pulling people from nowhere. Martin Perez has been a great pickup for most of this season. Like
yeah,
we
yes,
we he's doing a lot more than we ever thought he was going to.
for
But
sure.
other than that, we're pulling. It's like it's pulling from everywhere. Like the fact that we have that many quality starts, I'm kind of shocked.
Yeah, I was too. And, on the Martin Perez thing, absolutely huge what he's done. He's a great regular season pitcher to have because he can eat
Yeah,
innings like tonight. Clearly not great as far as, the stuff. He just doesn't have stuff. He's a junk ball pitcher. He's going to throw
yeah,
a lot of breaking stuff. Lindor had him figured out. Lindor hit him hard twice, and that created all the runs off of him, all three runs that they got off of him. But he got through 5 innings, and he didn't he didn't blow it up in the third or fourth and create that situation with the bullpen where he had to
exactly.
eat all those innings up. So yeah, for the regular season, he's great. I just wouldn't trust him going into a postseason series. But hopefully, this coming week is when we will see something happen with that. Uh, at this point, I'll take the Casey Mizes or the Michael Wakas. Um, just anybody that can give us some quality starts. But they got to be able to pitch in October, though, Mike, and that's what worries me. I don't know. There's a lot of October pitchers out there to be had.
No, I don't think. I think you're right. Um, that kind of leads me into like something that I wanted to point out. But like, there's a couple and that I wouldn't have a problem with. I don't know if you want to get into the trade deadline stuff yet or not, but
Let's do it. Let's talk about it now
okay.
because it's here. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So let me put this up there. So I had Casey Mize up there before. I feel like Michael Walker would probably be a better choice at this point. Also, it also helps that he would come with at least a year, if not more, of control too. So that he'd be probably more expensive to get, but he would be here for a lot longer.
Yeah,
In which I'm fine with that. I'd rather not have to worry about it. I mean, yes, we have people that are out and can come back, but you never know. We have no idea what's going to happen with Strider. We have no idea if Harrison Walter is going to come back anywhere close to he should be. So why not go up and get another arm?
yeah, yeah. Looking at this does not scream World Series championship to me.
No.
I don't know if Schwellenbach's going to come back and be able to be effective that late in the season. We don't know what we're going to get out of Shawver. He's looked pretty good, I think, in the minors, but that doesn't always translate. I mean, Hurston Waldrop looked pretty good in the minors until he got to the bigs. So did J.R. Ritchie, although he struggled in his Gwinnett start the other night. I think J.R. Ritchie is squarely on the trade block as far as this week goes. This makes me think we need two pitchers, Mike, at least two starters to give us a shot. And again, it's going to be tough. And I said this last week, and I've said it on X. It's going to be hard for AA, and we're all going to blame him if it doesn't go well this week. But truth is, lack of selling teams, as we've talked about, and the ones that are selling. I mean, you got Sandy Alcantara out there. Maybe if the Marlins decide to sell, and maybe that's a blessing that they've lost so many games in a row that now they're going to decide they need to sell, and maybe he's available. Joe Ryan left the game with arm fatigue the other day, so I don't know what that situation is for the Twins, or if the Twins are even going to sell. They should, but I don't know if they will. The Angels should definitely sell, but that owner of theirs is an idiot, and he may not make the moves that – I don't even know if they have a GM yet. I know they let their GM go.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so, I mean, who knows with that. the Mets probably aren't going to trade with us, and I'm not sure they have anybody that we would want that they'll trade. Like, do we want Peralta? I don't know. That would be a last resort kind of move for me. Yeah, it's going to be tough. So when we come out of this week, if we come out of this week feeling really good about what he did, then my hat's off to him because it's going to be extremely, extremely difficult, in my opinion, to get everything we need. Because to me, we need 2 starting pitchers. We need at least one more good bullpen arm and probably a bat, probably another bat, a left fielder maybe. I don't know. We got some comments here from Nick again. Red Sox sold a pitcher we didn't need to lose. You'd be surprised if someone loves a piece that should move. Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's true. You never know. You really don't know. And I'm sure those conversations are being had. I'm sure that, Double A kind of knows the deal with some of these folks. So we'll see. I mean, I want to be pleasantly surprised. And it's not that – I'm not the biggest Alex Anthopoulos fan, to be honest, but it's not that I'm down on him so much as that I just understand that this market is super favors the sellers and not the buyers, and there's just not enough sellers. So hopefully that'll change in the next few days. There have been some teams, Mike, that I think have started to realize maybe this isn't their season, and so there may be more sellers than we think there are out there.
Yeah.
And to Nick's point, you never know, right? You just never know, and I'm sure Anthopoulos is asking the right questions. Look, guys, if you're watching right now, Nick, Mike, is it too much trouble to put that chipper slide back up real quick?
No, give me 1 second. I can put it back up.
If you're watching right now, all you got to do is comment, and you are entered into the giveaway, into a drawing for an autographed Chipper Jones baseball card with a game-used patch as well. So it's autographed, and it's got a game-used patch. It's graded to 10 by Beckett. There it is. Beautiful card. I've got it right here in my hand. We'll ship it to you in a nice bubble envelope so it's protected. But all you got to do is comment, guys. You got to participate. Just say something. Say go Braves. Say nice hat, Jason. Say nice jersey, Mike, whatever. Just comment, and you are entered in. And the first person to comment gets a Didier Fuentes rookie card tonight as well. So the Phillies just officially won. The Marlins – I'm sorry. No, I'm wrong. Going to the bottom of the ninth. Philly's still up 7-5, so maybe the Marlins can pull off a miracle and help us out there a little bit. So we talked about the pitching. Let's go back a little bit and talk about the offense, Mike. Some stats here that I pulled for the offense. Those are the pitching. For the offense, 4th in home runs hit. So we talked about not being great in giving up home runs, but we are 4th in the league in home runs hit, 5th in slugging percentage, 26th in walks. Me and you talked about that last week, I think. We'll get back to that. 8th in OPS. So you look at most of those numbers and you're very impressed offensively, even with that terrible dip they had in June, to still be top 10 in those categories. 26th in walks. My immediate reaction to that was, oh my goodness, we're not walking enough. But you brought up a good point. We have been making better contact. And so that's part of that. We're putting the ball in play more, and sometimes that leads to good outcomes. So my wife is laughing at me right now because of inside joke. So it may not be as bad as it looks, Mike. I want you to talk about it. You mentioned this. You brought this up to me, and I hadn't really thought about it.
Yeah, I think they're barreling balls a whole lot higher rate. So if you're putting the ball in play, it's better than taking a walk. You have a better chance of doing something, hitting a double, triple, homer. It's better than taking a walk. Yes, I would like them to be more selective, but I don't think they're very high in strikeouts. So if they're not striking out and their batting average is good and they're not taking walks, is because they're putting the ball in play, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah, I always say, Mike, that you put the ball in play, good things happen. You make contact, good things happen. All right, inside joke again. What else you got, Mike? You got the projected starting lineup for after the trade deadline?
There we go.
Let's take a look.
So I changed it around a little bit. You'll notice as I've moved around shortstop and left field, put Doobie back out and left, and I would love to see them go out and get someone like a Zach Neto. It's going to take a lot to get him. He's got 3 more years of control, but I have we never hear about AA talking to anyone. He loves to keep his cards close to the chest. But I have heard some stuff about him making phone calls about Zach Neto, and I'd be so happy about that. He does strike out a lot, which is why I kind of have him down in the 8th spot. But really good defender, and he does put the ball in play also. So I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah, I'd be super excited about that, especially with those 3 years of control. That's the kind of move I think AA likes to make if he can make it, especially if we're going to give up something valuable. Um, I would absolutely love that because shortstop has been really really kind of unsettled since Dansby left. We really never. I mean, Arcia had his moments.
Yep.
Certainly, uh, you know, Jarvis looks like a guy that can be that kind of fill-in piece. I don't know if he's the long-term solution there. And then we all know how Hassan Kim's worked out. Although I get the feeling, Mike, I kind of feel like Kim may come back and actually contribute. I know he's looked better in his rehab stint. Maybe that's what he needed was to just go back and just kind of reset out of the spotlight. And if we could get him just playing up to what he typically is or close, and he could platoon against lefties and then Jarvis against righties, that's not a bad deal either if we don't get to make a move like that for Neto. But, I mean, that'd be best case scenario. Do you foresee Hassan Kim being part of that package if we do that, or are we just gonna what is the solution to getting rid of Hassan Kim if we get Zach Neto?
I love for him to be part of the package. I probably not. I'm thinking probably more pitching than anything else. Maybe a position player, but probably someone in the minors like a John Heel or Alex Odis or something like that, where a prospect that they can still groom and then can come up and take that spot. Let's probably put someone there in Von Grissom's there. He can move over to short. He's playing third, I think, last I knew, but he can move over to short and take that spot for at least for a little bit.
Yeah. I am no minor league guru at all. I do pay more attention to it since we started doing this podcast. So all my information comes from other Braves podcasters who pay a lot more close attention to it than I do. Just based on those observations, I will be surprised. Two names I will be surprised if they're still with the Braves at the end of this week: John Heel and J.R. Ritchie. I think they're both being dangled out there. I think there's an outside shot, as much as this is going to upset some people. Eric Hartman is not a Brave at the end of the week. He's having a rough July. And you just wonder if maybe he's reached that point where he's coming back down to earth, or maybe it's just a hiccup, right? But if you want to sell high on him, now might be the time to do it. So we'll see. But John Hill, J.R. Ritchie are two names I would watch as maybe not being with the Braves. But here's what I kind of just get this gut feeling that we're going to end up moving a player that none of us saw coming, that nobody thought we would probably trade, whether it's a player on the 40-man or in the minors. I think there's going to be a surprise. Because I think he's going to be forced to do something to make this team better. I think, with the market the way it is, he may have to give up somebody we're not expecting. And I don't know who that might be. I know we're super high on Caminiti. We're super high on South Scene. We're super high on Lodis. We're super high on Luke Centered. We're super high on John Hill. We're super high on Hartman. But if you're going to make moves this time of year, you got to include some of those guys in these deals.
Yeah, it's going to cost one of those pieces. If it's someone like a Neto with a lot of a lot of time left, if he came over, I don't have a huge problem with giving up someone like a Hartman because he's in single A. They always say the biggest jump is between single A and double A. If you can't hack at a double A, then you'll never make in the majors. So if he gets up to if we're unsure and he comes up and we trade him away and he can't hack at a double A over there, then we kind of gave up nothing and got someone like a Zach Neto. So I would much rather give up someone like him to get major league tested player.
Yeah, I agree. Look, the bottom line is most minor leaguers never work out. I mean, the percentages are very low of the guys that actually become, effective Major League Baseball players. And as good as Hartman has looked, there's no guarantee that he's going to be a superstar at the next level, and he hasn't even got to Double A yet. And I know all the other GMs are probably thinking the same thing. Is there a reason that Alex hasn't moved Hartman up to Double A yet? Because maybe he knows that he's not going to be as successful there, and we want to keep him where he's still good trade bait. I mean, that's a conspiracy theory, but it would not be out of line for baseball teams to do that, Mike, to protect a guy that they think they can dangle in a trade. Don't show him struggling, if you move him up. So we'll see. But yeah, we're going to have to get used to the fact that some of these guys may no longer be in our system when it's over with. But if we want to contend now, if we want this team to be better and have a chance for us to do something significant in October, then we're going to have to get used to it. We're going to have to get used to losing some people. All right, if you're watching, guys, waiting for that first comment, all you got to do is comment on X. Didier Fuentes rookie card is yours if you're the first one, and you're entered into the drawing for the autographed Chipper Jones card as well. So we're going to give away the Chipper Jones card on August 24th on our show that night, on that Monday night. We'll draw from anybody who has commented on any of the shows between now and then. So all you got to do is make a comment, and you are entered into the drawing for a Chipper Jones autographed, certified, graded patch card. Even has a piece of jersey in there, game-worn jersey as well. All right, so Mike, talking about going forward. So Acuna's back. That is a positive from tonight. Unfortunately, maybe the only positive tonight. Acuna did return, and he did single in his first at-bat. So that's good that he got that out of the way. I want to see with Acuna, I really want to see that power return, Mike. He seems to still be having a little trouble catching up to the four-seamer. If he can get that timing down, which I think is also still a big thing with Riley. Look, Riley's batting over 300 the last 14 games or so, but he's hit like 9 singles. And while we'll take anything we can get out of Riley right now, it sure would be nice to see him get his power back. And if he and Acuna can be just mostly what they usually are, this offense changes completely. Because right now, the bottom of that order, kudos to Jarvis and what he's done, but I mean, it's kind of a black hole down there most of the time, and we're not getting a lot of production there. So what are you hoping to see out of Acuna this week, Mike? Do you think you want to get him off to a slow start here? Or maybe he gets he's been kind of iffy in the field tonight. Like, he's made a couple of rough plays out there, and I don't know if that's just being back out there or he's trying to protect that leg. I don't really know.
I'm hoping it's first day back and trying to get his feet under him kind of thing. Like you were saying with him and Riley, we don't need them to be outstanding. We just need them to be average Austin Riley and average Ronald Acuna, because both of them, if they're just their normal selves, are much better than most players in the league. I mean, so just that right there would be fine. And having someone like a Ha-Seong Kim, even if he comes back and, like you said, platoons with Jim Jarvis, if he's close to average normal major league player, that's a huge boost. Okay. So I mean, I don't want to sit there and say that we're, sky's the limit. We're going to take over the Dodgers for the best record in the majors, but I can only see us going up from here, especially after the horrible June that we had and having a much better July. I mean, I want to say it was a couple days ago or something like that, but we already had like a lot more runs through, say, the first 20 games in July as opposed to the entire month of June. Like, it's a whole lot better. And I don't even feel like we're anywhere close to where we should be anyway.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I think I saw that stat too. We're definitely. I think we're 12-9 now in the month of July, which isn't great, but it's much better than June. And we found a way to win some games that we probably shouldn't have. We've also lost some games we shouldn't have, so that balances out. And then that's all you can ask. Look, we got to survive. As frustrating as it is, I'd love to win every game, and I get frustrated when we lose. Like, tonight is just maddening because we're now going to be. I posted this a while ago. We're about to be 4-10 versus the Mets and the Giants, Mike. That's just sad. Okay, but all you're trying to do right now is survive these dog days. Don't get anybody else injured. Make the team better at the trade deadline. Get your reinforcements back. Acuna's back now. Murphy should be back soon. Ha-Seong Kim should be back. You get some depth back. again, Ha-Seong Kim, I think he's a career 250-ish hitter.
Yeah.
So that's all we need. Just be 250-ish, man. We'll take that. You're going to get A.J. Smith-Shawver. And by the way, on a positive note, the Marlins just tied the Phillies 7-7 now with nobody out in the ninth and the winning run at second. Actually, now the winning run is at third. So bases loaded, nobody out. Let's see if the Marlins can screw this up. Hopefully not. That would be nice to for the Phillies to lose as we're losing as well. All right. So, hey, look, guys, I don't know if like the comments aren't working on X or you guys just don't want to autograph Chipper Jones card, but jump in.
The comments are working. The comments are working because Nick has made comments.
Yeah. All you got to do is do a thumbs up. Shoot us a bird. I don't care. Put something in the comments, and you are entered into a drawing. This is a legit card, guys. I paid like actual good money for this card. Chipper Jones autographed card, game used jersey patch, certified. It's graded to 10 by Beckett. I mean, I don't know what more you could ask for, guys. Chipper Jones auto. Yeah, hopefully the Marlins finish this off here soon. Mike, last week you had another great trivia question, so let's get back to that. Unless you had something else you wanted to add real quick, I'll give you the last word on anything related to this.
I was just checking out the Marlins Phillies game. They've got the bases loaded 1-1 with one out, so they have a very good chance to win this. And I just happened to see our score because I turned it off when it was 8-3, and it's gotten ugly since.
Yeah, my wife just turned it off. Yeah, she was still watching it, but yeah,
not worth it at that. 8-3. I was like, okay, we're done. We had just started. I was like, not worth it.
Get them tomorrow night, boys. Get them tomorrow night. It was a rainy night. They probably just flew in. I'm trying to make excuses for them. There's no excuse, but 4-10 now versus the Mets and Giants. Hopefully the Marlins don't screw this up, but if anybody can, I'm sure it's the Marlins. We'll see. Yep. Hopefully they don't get unlucky, lost 13 in a row. All right, trivia time, Mike. Last week was this. What year was the first trade deadline? My wife's celebrating. I think the Marlins just won the game. She's pumping her fists over there. So, Mike, what was the answer to last week's? I had no idea.
You have no idea. Okay.
I mean, I'll throw something out there based on my baseball knowledge. I'm going to say 1978.
So like I said, there's two answers. One was that was the National League did it first, and then later on they both the American League and National League decided on the same day, which was August 1st. You said 1978. You were off by 71 years. That's 1917.
All? Wow. I was only 71 years off. That's good for me, actually. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. So yes, that's the National League created.
Somebody's killing at our door.
No. Did you mute yourself on purpose? Because she's going nuts?
I did. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, nothing like live Twitter, right? Nothing like live podcasting.
So 1917, the National League created on August 20th trade deadline. That's the first ever trade deadline. 1921, they both combined to have an August 1st deadline. So that I would have taken either answer, and it's not that I would have expected anyone to get it.
That was a good one. I thought it would be like closer to when free agency started, but I guess that makes sense. They had to have a trade deadline. It just doesn't feel like back then they did a lot of trades, but I guess they probably did. I mean,
there was you never really saw like the big names move. So the trade deadline probably existed, but no one really paid attention too much about it.
Yeah, for sure. And by the way, the Marlins did in fact walk off the Phillies. So thank you, Marlins, for snapping your losing streak and crushing the Phillies by scoring 3 in the ninth. Well done, Miami. Well done. All right, so I assume you have a new question for us, Mike.
I do. So everyone remembers Hank Aaron's who gave up Hank Aaron's 715th home run. We all know the famous call of here's the pitch by Downing, swing this a long drive to left center field. All right, so can you tell me who gave up 755, the record until Bonds broke it?
That's another good one, man. You got another good one there. I don't know that. I'm not.
I didn't until I saw videos.
Yeah, well, that makes me feel a little better then. All right, so who gave up number 755? Okay.
Yep.
All right, that's a good one. So, I mean, look, we can't get anybody to comment to win a chipper card. Maybe if they want to comment with the answer to the trivia question, we'll give them a Didier Fuentes card. But
I was gonna
Chipper
say we
Jones,
get the
guys,
card because you just want to comment, just anything, hi,
yeah,
anything.
just a comment. Like, I don't really understand. So, yeah, I mean, the show's coming to a close, so we'll give you a few more minutes. I'm going to plug a different show real quick, and then we'll be out of here. But now's your chance to jump in and get a chance at a Chipper Jones card, and it's going to be a good chance because not many people are going to be in the drawing, guys. It's going to be a great chance to pick up a Chipper Jones autograph card. So, Mike, we got a new podcast coming and a new Facebook page, Romantic About Baseball's original Facebook page, which really started all this and led to this podcast and others, is now defunct. We have closed it down. Long story short, I lost control of it months ago. I was hacked. My admins had retained some ability to post, but everybody's just kind of tired of having to have me send stuff to them and they post it. So anyway, I'm creating a new page and we have a new podcast. So I decided to combine those things. So look for us now on Facebook at Bullpen Sessions. And if you want to go to the old Romantic About Baseball Facebook page, there's a link there to take you to the new page. So join us on Bullpen Sessions, which will also be a new podcast. And this is going to be a very conversational, laid back, much like what me and you do, Mike, 2-person conversation on relevant baseball topics, either they could be from the past or the present. We're going to start off episode 1 will be me and Chris from NYMLB Talk. He's going to be the first quote unquote guest. Me and him are going to talk about gambling and baseball and the long relationship that those two things have had, starting back in the early 1900s, the Black Sox scandal, of course, Pete Rose, and then even up to today with the controversy of MLB getting into advertising with FanDuel and prop bets and the Emmanuel Clase situation, all those things. So we're going to cover that in a very just kind of laid back conversational tone. And so every week we will have a new topic and we will cover relevant topics about baseball. So the first episode is being recorded by Chris and I this week. And my plan is to release those on Sunday nights. So look at that. Look for those on Sunday nights. I'll put the link on our X page. Which has been changed from Romantic About Baseball to Bullpen Sessions. I'll put it on the Braves page as well, and it'll be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc., YouTube, all that good stuff. So be on the lookout for that coming up, and I'm going to make one last plea here, guys, if you want to comment to get into the drawing. I mean, it says we have a lot of people watching, Mike. I'm starting to wonder if they're just bots. Maybe they're just bots. They don't want to – maybe bots don't know how to comment. I don't know.
I'll take that many bots. That's fine.
Yeah, we'll take that. We'll take it. That's good. I didn't even realize how bad the score got. I just saw it on my phone. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we got a great trivia question. Who gave up home run 755 to Hank? Right? I shouldn't have to say to Hank. Everybody should know when I say 755.
Well, there's only 2 people have ever hit 755 home runs. So, yeah.
There you go. And some might say only one person, Mike. I'm just saying as a Braves
I'm not disagreeing with you.
I might look in my mind, in my heart, the king is still Hank Aaron.
Yep.
Barry Bonds is a great player, but it's tainted. It's tainted. I'm just going to say it. This is a Braves podcast, so there probably won't be many people that disagree with us anyway. Secondly, check out the new Bullpen Sessions page, X page, podcast. I'm sure we'll have Mike on there. Me and you'll do a week, Mike, where we talk about something relevant to baseball. And thank you, Marlins, for coming back and taking down the Phillies. We appreciate it on a night when the Braves were clearly not at their best. And, we'll see you guys next week. Mike, did you have any last words? Maybe that's not a good thing to say, but any final thoughts? Any final thoughts?
I guess I got to replace that, don't
I? The Romantic About Baseball Network still exists, so you can keep that up there. But it's still the overall, network. But okay. I think we're going to focus on the Bullpen Sessions brand for a while. But, yeah, you can keep that. I still like that logo, so. You can add the Bullpen Sessions. So you got one more spot left on your left shoulder there. So
you're correct. I do. Yeah. Pretty soon they'll be up here. It'll be in the middle over here.
It'll be one big advertisement. You'll be like the ads on jerseys.
And I'll be crouching down here because they'll be all over the place.
Very true, very true. But yeah, Romantic About Baseball Network still exists. That's going to be forever, probably the overall umbrella. But it was just time to move on from that Facebook page. So hopefully we can create something really cool and special like we did before. And appreciate everybody tuning in tonight, even if you didn't want to comment and enter to win a Chipper Jones card. Next week is a new week.
Just a letter and hit enter. That's all.
I mean, a
right?
period. I'll take a hash mark, quotation mark. Something to let us know you guys are out there and listening would be great.
And any punctuation, we don't care what it is.
Any punctuation. I got a lot of great people on X that I interact with. I mean, at some point I may just make a post and be like, all right, if you comment on this post, you're in the drawing, because I want to give this card away. It doesn't bother me. I've got some other stuff signed by players. I don't need this, so I'm happy to give it away, guys. All right. In the meantime, we'll see you at the ballpark, and go Birds.